Because 4 straight wins back to level 6 for the season, you must be feeling much better about the team into the back half of the season.
Yeah, obviously getting back to even is a good result considering like the slow start that we had to the season. But having everybody healthy, as I've said, has like made a huge difference to us. Playing better team basketball, but now for us is just really doing a better job at being consistent at both ends of the floor, and I still think we've got ways to go offensively in our ball movement and sharing the ball and executing like better in those stretches that we have. But definitely to be back at like 500 is definitely a good result leading into Christmas.
Looking at the, I guess like at the Perth game coming up on tomorrow, you just recently faced them about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Does that help a lot in terms of the short turnaround, the preparation? Haven't seen them with Hanshu already.
Yeah, obviously playing them the first game that Han played is definitely we got some areas that we need to improve on when we play them. Obviously again tomorrow, and obviously they're getting better and better. Team chemistry wise with having Han in the lineup, and they've had some huge wins, and obviously they can put a lot of points on the board. So number one priority for us has got to be at the defensive end of the floor of how we stop them getting easy points in transition, and they can score quickly and bucket loads, and the game can blow out very quickly. So for us it's going to be at the defensive end that we've got to have a legit focus on trying to keep them in around the 80s, because I think if they score over in the 90s and 100s, I don't think that we're going to score that amount.
And then the records level at 500, but there's still a lot to improve on. I guess what are the key things that you and the team is focused on as you gear up for a possible playoff push?
Yeah, I think number one is execution offensively. I think defensively we've made definite strides. Definitely having Z back in the lineup helps us defensively with her anchor at the centre position, but we can't get too carried away with looking at playoffs to us. It's just still one game at a time, because there's still that log jam that another team wins 2 games and they're probably on the same record as us, and so it's not really looking at the ladder. It's looking about the process and what things we need to get better at. And as I said, definitely from an execution standpoint is moving the ball, finding the right open shots, find the right driving lanes, making the right reads, and then defensively I still think that we can go up a notch just with our size and our length, and so maintaining health is important to that, but also still doing some work at the defensive end of the floor.
Throughout the past 4 games, is there anything that you found out about the team that you didn't know about already?
Not really. As I said, it's been hard to play because we haven't had healthy bodies. We've constantly had one person in, one person out. So it's still finding out how our rotation works and what's our best rotation with the lineups, because you see at different times of people playing well, fitting into a role, and Jada's starting to find her feet. Getting Nards back into form, now getting Caddy back into form. It's just trying to work in our rotations. Got to try and find some minutes for Mon, but that's the other thing too, is that's part of team basketball. You got to find your rotations where your sweet spot is, and play the people who are playing well.
And then lastly, you've got three of the girls recently named to the Opals roster for the training camp for the World Cup qualifiers. How huge is that to have as one for the program, and two for the rest of the team? To have 3 Opals to kind of have as part of their group.
Yeah, obviously huge for the club, and having 3 Opals named to that squad, and a huge achievement to those 3 individuals, but also to our team. And I think they'd be the first to kind of say it's a team effort. Obviously we know that those 3 are very talented, and we know Nards is a upcoming Opal, that she's going to be there in the short term. So I think it's great reward for all of their hard work and recognition for their hard work, but the quality of character and people that we've been able to recruit here.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.